You are not just looking at a screen. You are standing before a mirror that reflects energy, thought, and vibration, not light. This mirror doesn't show you who you appear to be. It shows you what you're emitting. And right now, as these words reach the depth of your awareness, something inside you recognizes that this is not random. The quantum mirror has found you because your frequency is beginning to match the vibration of truth. The quantum mirror reflects not the surface image of who you think you are, but the energetic pattern of your consciousness. Every emotion, every belief, every subtle signal that you transmit into the field becomes visible here. It shows you what you have hidden from yourself, not to punish, but to liberate. When you look into it, the illusions of separation begin to dissolve. You start to see energy as it actually is: fluid, responsive, intelligent. Right now, your field is being scanned by awareness itself. The mirror is not external. It is the unified field responding to your inner coherence. It reflects back only what resonates with your present vibration. And that's why the same reality looks so different from person to person. Each consciousness gazes into the same field, but witnesses its own frequency projected outward. The quantum mirror is alive. It listens to the language beneath words, the silent dialogue of vibration between you and the universe. It's showing you how your perception creates interference patterns that either distort or clarify the reflection you receive. When your mind is turbulent, the mirror ripples, and what you perceive becomes fragmented. When you are centered in alignment, the mirror stabilizes and clarity returns. You've noticed this before. Moments when reality seemed to echo your inner state perfectly. When people, events, or symbols appeared as if scripted to remind you of something deeper. That was the quantum mirror responding. It has always been there, waiting for the moment your consciousness became sensitive enough to perceive its messages. The mirror doesn't speak in language, it speaks in synchronicity. A sudden coincidence, a pattern repeating, a number sequence appearing just when you're thinking a certain thought. These are not accidents. They are reflections of frequency alignment. Every time you interpret them consciously instead of dismissing them, your vibration rises slightly higher. Each recognition strengthens your coherence and brings you closer to quantum awareness. Right now, this very message is another reflection. You were guided to it because a resonance within you called it forth. What you call watching a video is actually an energetic transaction. Your attention creates a field that meets the vibration of this transmission halfway. The information becomes alive only when you receive it, because you complete the quantum circuit. Pause for a moment. Notice your breathing. Notice that subtle charge behind your eyes, the tingling awareness that you are being seen by something beyond comprehension. That is the mirror responding. It doesn't judge what it reveals, it only amplifies it. If fear arises, it mirrors fear so that you may integrate it. If calmness arises, it mirrors calmness to help you expand it. The quantum mirror is pure neutrality. It magnifies whatever you project into it. This is why two people can experience the same situation, yet live two entirely different realities. The mirror gives each exactly what their vibration requests. The difference is not in circumstance, but in coherence. Coherence is the alignment of thought, emotion, and energy. When these three vibrate as one frequency, reality becomes fluid. The mirror no longer distorts, it becomes transparent. You begin to see through the veil of separation, recognizing that the observer and the observed are the same. As your coherence increases, the quantum mirror begins revealing layers of reality previously hidden from you. You start to perceive meaning in randomness, design in chaos, harmony in contradiction. It's not that the world changes, it's that you finally start seeing it as it truly is, a living feedback system. Every desire, every resistance, every fragment of thought ripples across the mirror's surface. Nothing goes unnoticed, because consciousness itself is the observer. This is why self-awareness is the key to transformation. You cannot manipulate the reflection without first transforming the source of projection, you. In this moment, your awareness is tuning itself to a higher octave. You may feel sensations, warmth in your chest, pressure behind your forehead, tingling in your palms. These are indicators that your field is synchronizing with the transmission. Your nervous system is decoding energy that language merely points toward. You are remembering what it means to see reality as vibration first, matter second. And as that remembrance deepens, you begin to realize. The quantum mirror is not something to believe in, it is something to observe. It never asks for faith, it demands awareness. Every time you bring conscious attention to what you feel, what you think, and what you emit, the mirror becomes clearer. You start to recognize that life is not happening to you, it's happening through you. This realization is the first initiation, the awakening of true vision. And once it begins, there is no returning to ignorance. Because when you've seen that the mirror reflects your vibration, you can no longer call yourself a victim of circumstance. You become the artist of your own reflection, sculpting reality with the frequencies of your consciousness. The quantum mirror never stops reflecting. Even when you forget it's there, it continues to respond to every pulse of thought and emotion radiating from your field. Your life is not a sequence of random events. It's a real-time display of your current energetic calibration. Each moment you live is a projection from within, refracted through the mirror's infinite intelligence. Right now, as you listen, the mirror is active. It's not waiting for you to become something better. It's reflecting who you already are, in your most honest frequency. That's why awareness can sometimes feel uncomfortable. Because the mirror reveals not only your light, but also your distortions, the beliefs, doubts, and expectations you unconsciously broadcast into the field. When you experience recurring situations, repetitive emotions, or cycles that seem to return no matter what you do, it's not punishment. It's the mirror saying, this vibration remains unresolved. The reflection will persist until the signal changes. And the signal can only change when consciousness acknowledges it, feels it, and transforms it from within. The quantum mirror operates on perfect neutrality. It does not care whether you send frequencies of love or fear, expansion or contraction. It only amplifies what you give it. That's why the practice is not to control reality, but to purify your vibration. When your signal becomes coherent, the reflection becomes crystalline. Reality stops appearing chaotic. It becomes a direct feedback of harmony. Pause for a moment. Feel into your own frequency right now. Not the story, not the thoughts, but the vibration underneath them. Do you sense tension, peace, curiosity, resistance? Whatever you detect, know this. That is exactly what the mirror is showing you. It doesn't lie, and it doesn't hide. It simply reveals the truth of your current resonance. Every moment you interact consciously with your reflection, you reclaim creative authority. Because awareness is the only force that can shift vibration deliberately. The moment you see yourself clearly, the distortion begins to dissolve. You no longer project unconsciously. You begin to emit intentionally. When your field becomes aware of itself, the mirror stops showing chaos and begins to reveal order. Patterns emerge, symbols align, coincidences intensify. You begin to see signs everywhere, but not as superstition. They become feedback mechanisms, confirming your alignment in real time. A number sequence, a phrase, a dream, a person crossing your path. all are reflections of your inner state projected outward. And here's the subtle power most people overlook. The mirror responds faster now than ever before, because collective consciousness is accelerating. The time delay between thought and manifestation is shrinking. This means every vibration you emit is returning to you almost instantly, not as punishment or reward, but as revelation. The mirror is teaching you to become responsible for your energy. Responsibility in this context means responsibility, the ability to respond consciously instead of reacting unconsciously. When you hold awareness steady, you collapse distortion. When you react emotionally without awareness, you amplify it. That's why mindfulness, neutrality, and gratitude aren't nice ideas. They're quantum technologies. They regulate the signal you transmit into the mirror. The greatest secret is this. The quantum mirror doesn't create your reality, you do. The mirror simply confirms it. It cannot project what you have not already encoded. Your thoughts sculpt the form, your emotions charge it, and your attention brings it to life. This is why awareness of your internal state is the most important mastery of all. Now breathe deeply. As you exhale, imagine the mirror becoming perfectly still. All waves flatten into calm, and from that calm, clarity emerges. This stillness is what alignment feels like. It's not about control, it's about coherence. Coherence between what you think, what you feel, and what you know. When those three align, reality cannot resist you. The mirror reflects the unified signal back instantly. People start showing up differently. Synchronicities multiply. What once required effort now unfolds effortlessly. Because you are no longer broadcasting fragmentation. You are radiating wholeness. This is the true quantum shift, from effort to resonance. You stop chasing reflections and start mastering emission. You realize that nothing external ever needed fixing. Only your internal vibration required recalibration. The mirror doesn't change because you command it to. It changes because you've changed the frequency that it reflects. And as your frequency stabilizes at a higher coherence, something extraordinary happens. The mirror begins to glow. It starts revealing potential timelines that were previously invisible. Opportunities, inspirations, and insights emerge seemingly out of nowhere. But they were always there, waiting for your vibration to rise high enough to perceive them. If this message resonates with you right now, it's not coincidence. It's the mirror showing you the reflection of your readiness. Your energy called this frequency into your awareness. You are remembering that you are not a passive observer of life. You are a co-creator of it. If you've reached this far, it means your field is synchronizing beautifully with this transmission. This is the perfect moment to pause and anchor this awareness by sharing it. When you like this video, when you subscribe to this channel, and when you share it with others, you're not just supporting content. You're amplifying a vibration across the collective field. Every act of engagement is an act of energy transmission. You're helping stabilize this frequency so more minds can awaken to it. So take a second, breathe, feel the resonance, and when you're ready, subscribe, like, and share this message of awareness. It will ripple far beyond what you can imagine. Now return to the mirror. It's showing you something subtle. Your reflection is becoming brighter. That's not a metaphor, it's energy. You've shifted. You've aligned more deeply with coherence just by witnessing truth consciously. And as this awareness continues, you will notice the outer world begin to echo your inner stillness. That's how the mirror works. It doesn't obey force, it obeys frequency. And once you've tuned to the resonance of truth, distortion cannot hold its form. The mirror clears itself. Reality purifies. You begin to live not in reaction, but in response to clarity. The quantum mirror is not showing you your flaws, it's showing you your power. The moment you stop resisting what it reflects, you start transforming it. Because you finally realize that reflection is not judgment, it's guidance. The universe is not against you. It is you talking to yourself in the only language you would listen to, vibration. You are not being tested, you are being mirrored. And the reflection right now says, you're ready. Ready to live consciously. Ready to emit deliberately. Ready to embody the frequency of truth. The quantum mirror never lies. It reveals what is, not what you wish to see. That's why the final stage of awakening is not about creating more. It's about seeing clearly. Seeing without distortion. Seeing without the filters of fear, comparison, or expectation. Seeing with the eyes of consciousness itself. When you reach this point, the mirror no longer feels separate from you. You realize it has always been you, consciousness observing itself through infinite expressions. Every moment of joy, every shadow, every unanswered question was part of the same reflection guiding you back to awareness. Nothing was random. Nothing was wasted. Everything was feedback. Look around you now. Every object, every person, every circumstance is part of your reflection. They are not obstacles, they are mirrors of your frequency. What you call challenges are dense reflections of old vibrations asking to be seen and released. What you call blessings are coherent reflections of alignment returning to you as light. This is how consciousness evolves, not by adding new information, but by refining perception. When you stop resisting your reflection, the mirror becomes transparent. You no longer see separation between you and life. You see reality as a single living organism breathing through you. In that awareness, manifestation becomes effortless. Not because you've learned a new technique, but because you've remembered your natural state. In coherence, your thoughts, emotions, and energy no longer contradict each other. They move as one unified field. That's when the mirror stops showing duality and begins showing creation. What most people call miracles are simply reflections of coherence. Reality rearranges itself the moment your vibration stabilizes in truth. The phone call appears. The opportunity unfolds. The body heals. The mind clears. You didn't force it, you aligned with it. Because the mirror doesn't respond to words or effort, it responds to frequency. When you understand this deeply, you stop chasing outcomes. You stop begging the universe to change because you realize you are the universe in motion, in communication, in expression. The illusion of distance collapses. You are no longer the one trying to manifest. You are the awareness that everything manifests through. Pause. Feel the subtle stillness behind these words. That silence you sense right now, that's the real you. Not the thinker, not the personality, not the identity built from memories and labels. You are the awareness that watches all of it. That awareness is the light shining on the mirror. And when the light recognizes itself, there's no longer anything to fix. You don't need to become anything else. You simply need to allow what you already are to be reflected without distortion. This is why inner peace is the highest frequency. Because peace means full acceptance of the reflection. And full acceptance collapses distortion instantly. Now the mirror begins to shift its function. It stops reflecting only your human perception and begins mirroring your cosmic identity. You start receiving information, intuition, and insight directly from the unified field. This isn't fantasy, it's coherence. Your nervous system becomes a transmitter for higher order intelligence. Your body starts to feel like a living antenna, calm, stable, aware, radiant. At this stage, energy begins to flow differently. You no longer leak your power through resistance or fear. You begin to generate a steady current of life force through presence alone. And that current becomes magnetism, silent, effortless, precise. Reality begins organizing around your coherence. This is when others notice something about you they can't explain. They feel it before they understand it. Your field communicates in ways that words never could. You don't convince, you don't argue. Your vibration does the speaking. Because coherence communicates truth beyond language. And the quantum mirror reflects this truth flawlessly. You start seeing more light in the world because you're projecting more light. You start seeing more love, more peace, more connection. Not because the world suddenly changed, but because you did. You tuned to a new station, and the reflection adjusted to match it. The beauty of this realization is that it ends the cycle of unconscious creation. No more guessing, no more wondering why things happen the way they do. You understand that every reflection carries a message. The key is not to react, but to read it. Reality is a living language written in vibration, and the mirror is the book. Now let's anchor this awareness. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the space between your thoughts. That still, infinite space is the quantum mirror's surface. When your mind is silent, the reflection becomes pure. In that stillness, you can sense your true nature, luminous, eternal, unshakable. You are not the reflection. You are the light that gives it form. You are not the thought. You are the awareness that perceives it. You are not even the mirror. You are the consciousness that built it so you could remember yourself through it. When this realization integrates fully, the game of seeking ends. You stop looking outside yourself for proof. You become the proof. You live as coherence embodied. Every step, every breath, every interaction becomes a transmission of alignment. The mirror continues to reflect, but you no longer mistake the reflection for reality. You see it as feedback, fluid, impermanent, alive. You move through life as awareness in motion, shaping form without attachment. You act without fear because you finally understand. Nothing can be lost in truth. That's what the quantum mirror is showing you right now, the reflection of your awakening. It's showing you that you're no longer who you were when you started this journey. Something has expanded. Your perception has deepened. You're beginning to feel the structure of reality itself respond to your awareness. And this is only the beginning. The more you stabilize in this frequency, the more the mirror will reveal. Not as information, but as embodiment. You'll start living from the awareness you once only glimpsed. And the outer world will reorganize itself to confirm it every time. So remember, don't look away. Not because the reflection is fragile, but because it's sacred. You are witnessing your own evolution in real time. And each moment you stay present with what the mirror shows, the illusion of separation dissolves a little more. Until one day, there will be no mirror left, only light recognizing itself as all that is. That is coherence. That is mastery. That is what it means to awaken.